Formula 1 is the pinnacle of motorsport, but Formula 1 over the last few years has been boring. At least this year, Formula 1 was much less predictable and a lot more engaging, so I got some ideas to splice Formula 1 to Inferno. So Liberty Media, bring your notes out. Stop grid place penalties. The grid place penalties are supposed to make the sport equal, not a monopoly. Sounds great, but when teams try to upgrade their engines or gearboxes, it's a disaster. Here's when things get ridiculous, when drivers get penalties from 10 places back to 100 places. It's a joke. What's the solution? First, take away the driver's DRS for 1 to 10 laps. Secondly, take a few seconds off their time, or simply give all the teams that have the same engine upgrades and do nothing whatsoever after that. Bring back the V8s. First, let's listen to a V8. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Now let's listen to a V6 hybrid. It's mediocre compared to the V8, and many fans, including I, want to listen to something nicer for over 60 plus laps. The reason why the V8s got extinct were that the V6 hybrids were more efficient than them. But the last time I checked, it's not Formula Hybrids or Formula E, it's Formula 1, so bring back the V8s. All teams use the same chassis, so my idea is everyone use the same chassis whilst using different engine suppliers like Renault, Honda, Mercedes and Ferrari, just like IndyCar. Why? So the sport is just about the drivers, how good they are, not just about which team threw the most money into it. Whoever came last the previous race gets placed first position for the next race. A few weeks ago, I had an idea of Alonso. He had an engine problem, so he got DNS. So for the next race, he got placed first position. Meanwhile, Hamilton, he came first position, and he was happy about that. But for the next race, he came last position. Why would this be better than qualifying sessions? First, the races will be less predictable. Secondly, there'll be different drivers from the rear to mid will be having a fighting chance of winning points or even winning. And finally, there'll be a lot more overtaking. What's the disadvantage? There'll be no qualifying sessions. More distinctive drivers' cars. In my opinion, Formula 1 cars are really hard to tell, especially in the teams, where drivers' cars are impossible to tell. Okay, you can tell the difference between the number and the helmet. Well, Tim Holmes' design has got you covered, with the driver's helmets liveries like Felipe Massa to literally anything motorsport related, so check his website and social media platforms. So take note, Liberty Media. Esports interactivity. I know that Formula 1 2017 will be the first game in the series to include esports, but why not take it a step further? Why not drive your favourite car when the circuits are live, when your Formula 1 car is paired up against real drivers side by side whilst qualifying or races on? Hopefully you might not beat the drivers. It would help both fans connect with the drivers, and the sport gets publicity by the bucket load. Power-ups! Imagine Mario Kart in real life. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? The power-ups we will get is Takedown, Boost, taking away time, limiting driver speed without safety car, and for the number 1 driver, having no grip whatsoever. This will be possible thanks to lots of dough and infinite imagination. This shouldn't happen all races, but you can do it at least 5 races, including boring Gas Marina, to spice up. Conclusion. All of these ideas can be done in F1 right now, with no more grid penalties and more distinctive cars, but I doubt they'll be switching to V8s and adding power-ups. But it's worth a try. What would you want in F1? Do you want quicker cars? More risky circuits? Please type away in the comments below. Explore all links in the description below if you can. So get working, Liberty Media!